Welcome in, educators. If you're looking to map out your next major career move, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're diving into an explainer presented by Teacher Pool, functioning as your ultimate guide to navigating International Baccalaureate taking careers in Bangalore in 2026. This city is one of India's most dynamic educational hubs, and we are going to break down exactly how you can find your perfect fit. Okay, let's just pause on this massive number for a second. 35. As of 2026, there are 35 IB World Schools and candidate schools spread across Bangalore. I mean, that is a staggering variety of career opportunities. We're talking everything from standalone early years centers to massive full IB Continuum environments. This incredible density makes Bangalore one of the most competitive, fast-growing educational markets in all of Asia. But here's the catch. Stepping into a market this dense requires serious strategy. You literally cannot just send out generic applications and hope for the best. So here is our game plan for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the Bangalore IB ecosystem. Second, finding your specific career pathway. Third, the critical decision factors you need to weigh. Fourth, how to build a winning CV. And finally, how your teacher pool partner can pull it all together for you. We're going to treat this time as your personal strategic career navigator. Let's jump right in. Section 1, the Bangalore IB ecosystem. So, let's decode the map. The IB isn't just one single curriculum, right? It's actually made up of 4 totally distinct programs. Simply seeing the words IB World School on a job board, yeah, that's not enough information. You have to know exactly which pedagogical environment matches what you do best every day. Are you in the primary years program, facilitating play, inquiry, and transdisciplinary units? Or maybe you're managing complex, criterion-based assessments in the middle years program. Perhaps you're a hardcore secondary subject specialist dealing with the intense demands of the Diploma Programme, internal assessments, extended essays, the whole shebang. Or you might be focused on the applied educational model of the career-related program. Pinpointing your exact environment is step 1, because what a school expects from you in each of these 4 stages is radically different. Moving on to Section 2, finding your career pathway. Let's find your exact niche. Rather than just reading off a list of all 35 schools, let's actually chunk them into strategic pathways. Consider full continuum environments, places like Indus International School, Stonehill, Neve, or Oak Ridge. What's absolutely brilliant about these schools is that they allow you to build an incredibly broad career without ever leaving the campus. At Indus or Stonehill, you could theoretically progress from the PYP all the way up to the DP or CP. The massive benefit here is you gain a really holistic understanding of how a student develops over their entire educational journey. For long-term stability and internal promotions, these full continuum schools are an absolute powerhouse choice. On the flip side, what if you have a highly specialized niche? You want to target schools structurally built around that exact stage. If you've mastered that notoriously tricky middle school to senior transition, schools like 10X International or Choman Bhartiya are totally your target. If you're a dedicated DP subject specialist intensely focused on secondary outcomes, Harrow Bengaluru or the Canadian International School might be exactly what you need. Focused on applied learning, DPS Bangalore North has a really strong CP focus. And if you're an early years educator whose whole world is play-based inquiry, standalone provisions like Kai Early Years offer a perfectly tailored environment. Knowing your specific niche gives you so much leverage. All right, Section 3, critical decision factors. Let's move beyond pedagogy for a second, because your daily happiness depends heavily on logistics. First up, you've got to think about the commute. Bangalore is geographically huge, and these 35 schools are clustered in very distinct corridors. The school might look flawless on paper, but it can quickly become a literal nightmare if you're commuting from South Bangalore all the way north, sitting in traffic for 2 hours each way. You've got to map your home base to these specific clusters. Are you looking at the east, near the tech hub of Whitefield? Are you navigating the busy Sarjapur corridor in the southeast? Or are you looking north near the airport? Do not underestimate this. Your daily commute absolutely defines your quality of life. Next, let's talk about the actual workload environment, day school versus boarding school. A boarding school role is not just teaching plus a free apartment. Immersive environments like Sorella Brilla Academy or Jane International Residential School involve serious pastoral care. We're talking house mentoring, evening activities, weekend supervision. It is a full-on lifestyle commitment. Day schools obviously offer more standard hours and distinct boundaries between your work and your personal life. You really need to clarify these expectations with absolute certainty before signing on the dotted line. You also need to weigh the maturity of the school. Established giants like CIS have been running the IB since 1999. They offer incredibly mature assessment systems, deep resources, and existing curriculum maps. But then you have brand new schools like Naja, which literally just got authorized in June 2026. Going there gives you the incredible autonomy to build departments and frameworks totally from the ground up. So it's a choice. Do you want to inherit a well-oiled machine, or do you want to build a brand new one? Both are super rewarding, but they require entirely different mindsets. Let's move to Section 4, Building a Winning CV. Now that you know what to look for, how do you actually get hired by these elite schools? The absolute secret to IB recruitment comes down to granularity. Schools are looking for hyper-specific, program-focused experience. Vague claims like, I'm an experienced IB teacher, or just putting attended an IB workshop on your resume, that just doesn't cut it in 2026 Bangalore. You need to explicitly say, I have 4 years of DP math experience, I've supervised internal assessments, guided extended essays, and collaborated on theory of knowledge. Show, don't just tell. Break down exactly how you've executed the core components of the IB framework. And once you actually land the interview, remember, you are interviewing them right back. Never, ever evaluate an offer purely on the salary figure. You have to interrogate the school about teaching loads, class sizes, and specific core responsibilities. Ask them, is the program fully authorized, or is it a candidate school? How much collaborative co-planning time is actually blocked out in the weekly timetable? If you're DP, ask if you'll be supervising IAs, EEs, or TOK. If you're MYP, are interdisciplinary units mandatory? For PYP, is exhibition supervision expected? Asking these questions shows them that you are a seasoned pro who deeply gets the curriculum. Finally, Section 5, your teacher pool partner. Look, trying to juggle all of these variables by yourself, matching the exact program, surviving the commute, finding the right school culture, it's honestly overwhelming. That is exactly why you need a dedicated career advocate. And this is where Teacher Pool steps in. They do so much more than just keyword match your resume. They use a rigorous process to align your academic qualifications and specific IB experience with the exact right subject, grade level, and location. They actually factor in your commute thresholds and lifestyle needs to find a genuine school fit. They essentially take the logistical nightmare of job hunting completely off your plate, letting you focus on what actually matters, your pedagogy and your students. When you partner with Teacher Pool, you are getting a direct line to the absolute best IB vacancies across Bangalore. Whether you're an early years teacher looking for a standalone PYP campus, or a seasoned DP specialist gunning for a leadership role in a massive continuum school, they provide a highly personalized service. They make sure your next move is a true strategic step forward in your career trajectory, and not just another job to pay the bills. With 35 diverse IB schools and endless pathways emerging in 2026, the educational ecosystem in Bangalore has literally never been richer or more full of potential. So, knowing everything we've just covered, the real question I want to leave you with today is this: where will your expertise make the biggest impact next?